Hello and a very warm welcome to World This Week by Latest Laws. This is our weekly program, so subscribe and press the bell icon to get notified. My name is Monica Rahar and let's get started by having a look at Supreme Court this week. The conduct of mainstream media has become a topic of national concern, and therefore the first update that we have is in relation to the same. The centre has urged the Supreme Court to confine the matter regarding a Sudarshan news show which claimed to expose the infiltration of Muslims in civil services to the channel itself and not to lay down any further guidelines for the rest of mainstream media. The court has held that the circumstances, manner of assault, nature and the number of injuries will all have to be considered cumulatively to decipher the intention and knowledge, as the case may be, of an offender while committing a crime. Women officers in the Short Service Commission claimed before the Apex Court that the Indian Army has a discriminatory evaluation process in granting them permanent commission as directed by the Supreme Court in February this year. The court has told them to move a writ petition for considering their grievances. The Apex Court has freed the Sports Ministry and the Indian Olympic Association from the shackles of mandatory prior consent of the High Court of Delhi before granting annual recognition to national sports federations. A PIL has sought legal action against former Supreme Court Judge Justice Markandey Katju for tarnishing the image of the judiciary by making defamatory allegations against the same by deposing before the United Kingdom court. In a hearing concerning tribunal appointments, the Supreme Court has extended the tenure of Justice retired Manmohan Singh as chairman of the Intellectual Property Appellant Board. The Apex Court has said that it would pass appropriate orders on the plea filed by BJP leader Ashwini Kumar Upadhyay seeking setting up of a special court for speedy trial of sitting and ex-MPs and MLAs who are facing criminal or corruption charges and debarring them from entering politics. Now let's proceed to the Delhi High Court and see what transpired before the court this week. In response to a petition which sought legalization of marriage for gay couples under the Hindu Marriage Act, Solicitor General Tushar Mehta has stated that our law, society and values do not recognize marriage between a same-sex couple. The court has ordered the centre and authorities to decide on actor Rakulpreet Singh's complaint in her petition regarding allegedly defamatory and unsubstantiated reporting against her in connection with drugs case which was registered against Riya Chakravarti and others by the NCB. The court has refused to interfere with the petition seeking to add computer science in best of 4 subjects for BSc course, stating that it was too late for the court to do so. The court, however, has acknowledged that computer science should be a part of best of 4 subjects and it therefore has asked the Delhi University to relook the structure and modify the same for upcoming sessions. The Court of Chief Metropolitan Magistrate Saket Kaur Delhi has put an interim stay till October 8 on a magistrate court order which has directed the authorities to unlock the residential portion of premises of Markaz Tablighi Jamaat in Hazrat Nizamuddin 5 days after the receipt of the order. The court has directed DU to issue within 7 working days digital degree certificates to students who have already graduated and are urgently requiring the same for further studies or for employment purposes. For this very purpose, the court has also asked the university to launch a website dedicated solely for this purpose. Now let's proceed to the next segment of our news analysis and see Bombay High Court this week. A John Doe suit has been filed against falsely posting messages that online game Fauji was conceptualized by late actor Sushant Singh Rajput. The Mumbai City Civil Court in this regard has restrained posting, reposting tweets, sharing posts and messages on 3 social media platforms in India and abroad. Kangana Ranaut has amended her petition before the High Court and is now seeking a compensation of Rs 2 crore in damages which she suffered due to the alleged illegal demolition which was carried out by BMC on September 9th. The High Court has directed the railways to allow lawyers to travel by special trains to attend physical hearing of cases in the High Court on an experimental basis starting from September 18 till October 7. The Aurangabad bench of the Bombay High Court has directed Maharashtra government to consider extending the benefit of emergency parole to prisoners from other states as well in view of COVID-19 crisis. The court has refused to grant emergency parole to 4 convicts in the March 1993 serial bombings in Mumbai. Now let's proceed with Allahabad High Court and see important updates from the court this week. The Allahabad High Court has issued notice to the government and the Election Commission on a PIL which has sought online nominations of candidates who are contesting the upcoming Panchayat elections in view of COVID-19 crisis. Second, we have an important update from the High Court. The High Court has stated that lodging an FIR under scrapped Section 66 of the Information Technology Act 2002 is unconstitutional. Now, what we need to understand is Section 66A of the Information Technology Act was scrapped by the Supreme Court decision in the year 2015. However, FIRs were continued to be registered for the same. Now we have an update from the Andhra Pradesh High Court. The Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister's Advisor, Public Affairs, has stated that the government will challenge the gag order which was passed by the High Court barring the media from reporting on a case pertaining to an FIR which is lodged by Andhra Pradesh Anti-Corruption Bureau against some high-profile personalities. Now let's proceed with the miscellaneous segment of our news analysis. The Lok Sabha has passed the Essential Commodities Amendment Bill 2020 which seeks to deregulate food items like cereals, pulses and onions. The Lok Sabha has also passed the Salary Allowances and Pension of Members of Parliament Amendment Bill 2020 which will reduce the salary payable to Members of Parliament by 30% for 1 year commencing from April 1, 2020. The Department of Consumer Affairs has launched a portal which is called Grievance Against Misleading Advertisements to allow consumers to register their complaints against misleading advertisements. The National Commission for Indian System of Medicine Bill 2020 and the National Commission for Homeopathy Bill 2020 were passed in Lok Sabha on September 14th. These twin bills seeks to replace the existing Indian Medicine Central Council Act 1970 and also the Homeopathy Central Council Act 1973. After granting rights to transgender people to enable them to inherit their ancestral agricultural land, the government of Uttar Pradesh is all set to decide to set up a transgender welfare board under the state social welfare department. An FIR has been registered against Ritesh Agarwal, who is the founder and CEO of Oyo Hotels, and also against Sandeep Lodha, who is CEO of a brand of Oyo called Weddings.in for alleged fraud and conspiracy. This FIR was lodged by a Chandigarh-based businessman who has alleged that both these, who is Rakesh Agarwal and Sandeep Lodha, they've wriggled out of an agreement with him with an illegal and criminal intent. Now let's proceed with the last segment of our news analysis, which is the international news. A petition for processing of their visa applications and the consequent re-entry into the United States filed by 169 Indians and their dependents who were stuck in India owing to the temporary ban imposed by President Trump has been turned down by a Columbia District Court. The United States has issued a travel advisory for its citizens who are traveling to China, including Hong Kong, citing COVID-19 and the arbitrary enforcement of local laws. A senior Pakistani journalist was booked by the police for allegedly defaming the country and its powerful army on social media. That's all we have for this week. Thank you for being with us, and the link to all these news updates is provided in the description box. You may refer to them. Until we come up with the next video, keep sharing, keep supporting, take care and happy learning.